Juicing Alex's ass.
Hey, y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to the internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping. Geez, I
My
didn't think of it
ass?
ahead of time of Alex, but whether you want it or not, what a way to start the show! I swear to God.
But you weren't expecting this, though, were they?
No, no, no.
Where is it? Oh,
No
God.
one suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
Or Alex's acquisition. I can't. God, my legs are giving it as well. Stop it. That's a naughty set of leggies. Where is it?
So, how is everybody? First of all, let me say sorry I haven't been around for a while, but they've been working me hard. I've been so tired. I was just telling Alex, I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't watched any videos, not even Neeb's Gaming. I've just come home, sat in my chair, and stared at the wall with my mouth open, just slack jawed, and been tired. So, apologize, but
Fuck you, J Kid, you piece of shit. You know what? Yeah. Your actual blood-related son has been giving me jip on Twitter whilst you've been away.
Typos seem to be catching today too. I started off had a typo in the title.
Mate, just blame it on white people.
Yeah,
it's the best thing. I found it. Well, by the way, what's my quality coming through the headset? By the way,
it's a little bit tinny, but not real bad.
Okay, that's good.
It's real bad. Not much bass to it.
I'm about to change over to my brand new microphone, a microphone that I've wanted for a long time, and it's the Audio Technica 2050, and it's the first microphone I've ever had that has to have a separate power supply and isn't powered by a USB cable.
Who you kidding, J Kid? I've seen you text on a phone, and your fingers are a blur. So don't even try. Don't even try.
Science me, baby. Science me. Come on.
I'll blame it on my new smokes. I'll start us off at the top with my new smokes. So
sorry, mate. Brad Young, Phantom Power. I have to use one of these with it, basically. It's the first time I've ever had one. Sorry, please continue with the smoking.
You all know that I work in a smoke shop, and you also know that I live in Indiana, most of you, and smoking pot is not legal in my state. It'll probably be one of the last states to ever make it legal because it's so red. But what is legal is CBD, or anything that contains CBD. So we just started selling packs of what's called hemperettes. They come in 20 packs, just like a pack of cigarettes. And I decided to try a pack. They're like $9 a pack, just to see if they helped with my pain and whatever else. And they've had the THC removed out of it. Well, it's less than 0.3% THC. That's the stuff that makes you high.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, here. I'll turn my camera on for just a second. Never mind the mess, and never mind how I look. I've been off the last 2 days, and I refuse to comb my hair. And so,
comb your hair, you lazy bum. I see him. I see him.
They got a black filter with a little pot leaf on the filter. They taste like pot. They smell like pot.
But they're not pot.
Well, it is. Just doesn't have that much THC. I'd have to smoke the whole pack to probably get high. When you smoke one, you get just this very little itch in the back of your brain telling you, if you smoke some more of that, I'll get you high. But
yeah, you need to increase the THC content.
Yeah, but more to the point, it does help. It does seem to help. It's helped with my pain. I had a toothache yesterday. Smoked one. It actually helped with my toothache.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So
I don't have
I,
a stand for this microphone.
I only smoke one or two a day and haven't smoked them every day because they're so darned expensive. I don't want to,
Oh
smoke them like I
yeah,
do my
yeah.
cigarettes. But
Do they do anything for you at all?
yeah, I mean, they do seem to help my pain. They help me sleep. I got really wound up the other day and upset and mad and smoked one. I was fine.
I was just fine. Everything was just fine.
All you need is to smoke weed every day. Well, like I said, it's not legal in my state. In fact, I was nervous all the way home when I bought this pack. Take it with me because, how's the cop going to react? Because it does. It smells and tastes just like pot because it is pot.
Mm.
And it does give me the munchies. Yes, J Kid, you're right. It does. So if you need this,
I don't.
maybe you eat.
Maybe I not get mad. You know how much time I spend being angry?
I know.
Lots.
But one of these and you'll calm down. I thought that $9 a pack was pretty expensive. For here, it is. That's a little bit more than what a pack of Marlboros would cost you.
That's cheap compared to UK, mate.
But so I went on their website, the actual website of the company that makes them, to see if you can get them cheaper. No, they're $13 a pack on their website.
Holy crap.
But
you don't want to paranoid me, no. I don't
yeah.
think this is going to fit around this somehow.
But yeah, that is the first one I lit up. I said, "Oh my gosh, that smells and tastes just like pot," because that's not a taste that you forget.
No, I've smoked the ganja myself. I'm not a fan of it at all. I can't stand the smell, can't stand the taste of it, and it doesn't work fast enough on me. It takes around 2 hours. I had, like, the first time I smoked it, my friend was feeding it to me. Yeah, spliff after spliff after spliff. It didn't do fuck all.
Yeah.
For me,
My
and then
wife
it hit
wishes.
me 2 hours later at once, and it was not pleasant.
My wife wishes, because before I bought them, we discussed it. It was her idea that I get CBD, to see if it helped.
You need to chill out.
But she's afraid to try it. She would like to, but she's afraid because she works for FedEx and they do random drug tests, and so not sure if there's enough in it to show up. She can't risk it. But yeah, the same. I love the effect, but can't stand the taste. I like the taste, just it stinks.
It does. It sticks to you as well.
It smells like you walked a little too close to a skunk.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's not where I've been, Shio. Not for that. I've just been. They've been working me pretty hard and a lot of hours and a lot of hard hours.
Working 9 till 5. Yeah. You gotta make a living.
And so I've just been coming home just too tired. I could have streamed last Tuesday, and I did end up playing games with Jacob later, but I didn't feel good. I was not well for some reason. I felt really bad. I felt better after the day went on. And then Saturday, I technically got home in time, but only just. And I wasn't going to run around here trying to get the stream going when I only got home at 20 after, and it starts at 30 after. So
you should have just started it. I wouldn't have minded if I was about.
I should have got on Twitter and let everybody know what was going on. But you know what? I was like, Twitter's going to be a mess. I don't even want to open it up. I don't want to open it up because it defaults to my timeline and I don't want to see it.
Yeah, and it's been non-stop cancer, if I'm honest, mate. Non-stop. It's somehow when you disappear, it gets worse. I have done my best to be a little bit of a troll to a few people. Fab's got a bit of abuse off me and Necro. I had my own troll, J-Kid in the chat there, as to be expected. But yeah, and I have not got this on correctly.
Hey, Pat, what's going on?
Pat's been doing good. Pat's been streaming a lot.
Yeah, it's been pop. I do get alerts on my phone every time somebody uploads a video that I subscribe to, and I've subscribed to Pat I was probably subscribed to Pat before I was subscribed to you. Honestly, he was one of the first.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've got this on wrong.
Not even sure I knew you yet when I subscribed to Pat.
It wouldn't have been very far off.
No, it would have been close. Would have been close.
Yeah.
I met Pat through Suit Yourself. So.
Suit Yourself. He got in some trouble not that long ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about he made some merch. He made some merch. It was basically a dig at Regina, and I believe it was of her likeness, I think. And she'd found out, and she obviously has a massive following in comparison to him. How the hell did I have this on before? I always get confused with microphones because they got the little fiddly elastic bands. Did you even look at? I don't need to look at the instructions.
How in the heck would you get banned from Suit's Discord? Because I've seen the stuff that Suit sends through Twitter. I had to quit following him on Twitter. I love the guy, but I had to quit following him on Twitter because the stuff he sends out. And Alex knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been the victim many times.
Man, you really had to do something to get banned.
Wait, banned from what? His server?
From Suit's Discord, he said.
Yeah, he's I'm not going to get into that drama, mate. I don't particularly want to comment on it, but
well, sure. I'm just having a laugh anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks for me. We've been working hard. Now, just to update everybody, we are open again. It's not curbside anymore.
There you go.
But we have to wear masks. Employees do. We got a sign out front that tells people they have to wear a mask coming in. But these rednecks, only a third of them coming in wear a mask. The rest of them come in with this. You could just tell they got the attitude. Go ahead, say something to me. Go ahead. For the first couple of days, we had to tell them to put their mask on. And I told them before they done it, I said, that ain't going to work in this neighborhood. It's going to get a shot. I'm telling you. At the very least, it's going to lose customers. And about 2 days in, they sent an email out that said, okay, guys, change of policy. You don't have to force them to do it. They're saying just help them and try to get them out as quick as they can if they're not wearing a mask. But you have to wear yours.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I hate it. Fogs my glasses up, suffocates me. Oh. The second I don't have anybody in the store, I'm pulling it down.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so in a second, I'm going to switch over to the new microphone.
Okay,
and we're going to see how that sounds. I'm just putting the pop filter on. I've never used an external power supply. But I'm not going to read the instructions because the instructions are for losers.
Yeah, right. You're one of those, are you? Hey, Maddie.
What's going on? Okay, so, right, hopefully I make the switch.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I read every bit of the instructions before I install something or put it together or whatever.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
Must be coming through a lot more clearer though, right?
Yeah, clearer, but a little less volume. Need to turn your volume up just a little bit.
Okay, I have a... Right. Turn the gain up. Hello. No, that's the wrong one. Hello.
There, we're almost there. Just a little bit more.
A smidgen. Are we there now?
There we go.
Excellent. Oh, I wonder what these buttons do.
Oh, he's going to start playing with the buttons, folks.
There's one that says inst, and there's one that says air.
I don't know.
How do I sound? Do I sound sexy?
Oh, you sound sexy. No, it sounds good. Sounds good. Seems to be just the right amount of bass. And
I feel like this is somehow smaller than the previous mic, but also somehow longer. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Irate ASMR.
Oh, hey, Nuts, how you doing? Didn't see you come in.
Hey, nuts. You sound
Best moderator on YouTube, right there.
right there. I'm just having to put wires away from me at the moment. I'll figure it out later. There's crap everywhere in here.
So the last time, well, maybe it wasn't the last time, but maybe it was the time before last. I told you I was back to playing Skyrim for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my game is heavily. Did I say heavily? Modded.
Good. That's the way it should be played.
Put it this way: any game from that company, the Fallout's, all the Oblivion, Skyrim SE, all that have a limit of 255 plugins, not mods, but plugins. I'm at 241.
Bloody hell, mate.
I kid you not. And probably 2/3 of those are followers. I have followers like you wouldn't believe.
There are some bloody good follow-on mods out there. There's some bloody and they're well voiced as well.
Yeah, I've got one now. I think her name is Sophia, but you find her drunk, passed out, and naked in the
White Run Stables. Yeah,
White Run Stables, and she is hilarious.
And she's marryable as well.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. And if you give her alcohol, she'll start staggering around and singing drunkenly and insulting you.
I like it. Right,
yeah, there's a lot of them, and I got a program, of course, that allows me to have more followers at a time.
Oh yeah, of course, and have more kids,
and there's one called My Home Is Your Home, which allows me to set them all one of my houses. So
okay.
That,
so I sound good then.
You sound good.
I sound good. The audio quality has improved. What is going on with this?
And of course, I've got a few player homes. I've downloaded about I don't know, 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah. No, Viper, you can't have my old microphone because I will end up breaking this. I believe it is set to omnidirectional at the moment, and if it is coming through, is it set to low cut? Okay, I mean, if it sounds fine, it's ready. As far as I'm concerned, but it seems smaller, and the pop filter is not big enough for it. I think. Hold on, Bloodwing.
Yeah.
Tell me how I sound.
Sound fine, just like you did.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to turn it to omnidirectional. Okay, I'll leave it. Come on, get back in. Just continue to stream, mate. Just continue to stream.
J-Kid says you sound like a Downsy who smoked 3 packs a day for 30 years.
All right. You don't need to give historically accurate facts or anything.
That's
Meanie.
my boy.
Meaty pants.
The 22nd was my oldest daughter's birthday, the one you all know as Mama Minnie. So I called her, and she has a job at a bar up there in Michigan where she lives now. And her boyfriend works there too. So I could hear him in the background. I called her to wish her happy birthday, and we were talking. He says, who are you talking to? He says, I'm talking to my dad. He goes, well, tell him I said hello. And I said, hello, Hobbit. Because he's really short. And he just laughed.
Oh, I hope she had a good birthday.
Yeah, she seemed to. She called us the next day, though. We had a pop-up thunderstorm to end all pop-up thunderstorms, and she saw pictures on Facebook. So she called to make sure that we were okay. It come out of nowhere. 1 minute it was just bright and sunshiny and a really nice day, and within 5 minutes it was such a downpour you could not see 6 feet in front of you. Instant
Really
flood
that bad?
everywhere. Oh gosh, I almost couldn't make it home. I had to drive home like 10 mile an hour because you just couldn't see.
Wow, the visibility was right down, huh?
And then it was gone just as fast as it came. It lasted about an hour.
You weird weather.
Yeah, well, it's Midwest. American Midwest has weird weather. They do.
Oh, okay. But yeah, in terms of the country reopening up, England is about to reopen up as well. We are slow. It's slowly reopening.
Yeah. Well, that's the way our state is doing it because the president's been leaving it to the states, as he should. That's the way it works. And
You should leave it like that. Yeah.
our states are slow. Our state, Indiana, is slowly up. Our city opened up the 15th, slowly, not altogether opened up, just little bits at a time.
Mm.
You know. Uh-oh. Let's see. Looks like I have a donation over on Streamlab. Thank you, not Shio, for the donation. I was going back and forth with someone sharing dark jokes, and apparently this one was too far. What's the difference between a Glock and a COCK? The 15-year-old stopped screaming when the Glock goes off in her mouth. Alrighty. That was Shio, folks, not me.
And yeah, Viper, you're correct. Yeah, I have my lumbar. We call it a lumbar puncture. And yes, open the door. Don't come in there. I'm smoking. What's up, Baba? Let me guess, you're hungry.
No.
Well, what you come down here for then?
Because I wanted to make me a wink.
A drink? Where's your bottle? Don't worry, he doesn't drink out of a baby bottle. It's a sports bottle. It's how I make sure that he doesn't get it all over his bed. Yes, it's the 4th of June. My lumbar puncture, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, is it the 4th of June?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too far off. Not too far off. By the way, I almost forgot. Yesterday, here in the States, was Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day to my American friends and the rest of you. Which, by the way, Memorial Day is one of my favorite holidays. Not because I live in Indianapolis and because of the race, which is not being held until August this year, but because of what it stands for, and recognizing those that give their life so that we might have the freedoms that we enjoy.
All of it.
So, happy Memorial
Sorry,
Day.
mate. You're speaking about Memorial Day and being interrupted by this baby. Baby. If you're not a baby, then why is your t-shirt covered in chocolate milk? Eh? Because you can't drink a milkshake like a normal person, can you? You have to blow bubbles into it, don't you? Ooh. All right. BRB.
All right. So, yeah, Memorial Day is one of my favorite. The other being the 4th of July, which is a particularly American holiday, as you all know. But those are my favorites. I like those much better than Christmas and all that. All those other things. But yeah. And so I hope that if you were celebrating Memorial Day yesterday, you took a minute to remember those that gave their lives for us, and Veterans Day as well. Yep. Yeah. And Brad Young, yes, you were right. Cryptic, they're real. Talking about the band Spinal Tap. They're a parody, but they played music. Yeah. Jake says, I find it strange to say Happy Memorial Day considering what the day's about. Not so happy. Yeah, exactly. I've felt the same way before. What do you say? You say Happy Memorial Day, and it's a holiday celebrating those that gave their life in foreign wars, and that seems a little odd. But yeah. Kyler says, love the 4th. You get to set off explosives and no one calls the cops. Well, they've already started here. It's a month away, a little over a month away, and the stupid rednecks around here have already started with the fireworks. So, yeah. But that's the way it is in this neighborhood.
Shotgun fire.
My wife heard it yesterday and actually says, is that gunfire or fireworks? I said, no, that's fireworks. you can tell.
Well, yeah. Because there's a yeehaw before the shotgun.
Brad Young says, my Memorial Day was celebrated with a steak and I looked through a book of World War II pictures called Eyes of the War. Interesting. I would probably find that very interesting.
Shotguns and meth explosions.
Yeah.
So I do apologize.
Grilling Pirate Pete started here too. Found debris in my yard as I was mowing yesterday. Speaking of that, during the pop-up rainstorm that we had, my wife had dropped me off to work that day because she had to work, and I had to be at work at 6 in the morning, and she had to be at work at 6 in the morning. So she dropped me off and kept the car, and then come back later and got me. Said when she'd left the house, our landlord had started mowing the grass. He was out on his rider, I guess, when it started. When we got back, it was half mowed. It's like, yep. I bet he got soaked trying to get that thing back to the yard.
No, but Mr. Wing, whilst you've been away, it's just been cancer, mate. It's there's nothing worthy of even really telling you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who they tried to cancel Blair White again?
I seen something about that. Didn't catch all it was. You know, I think I seen the title of Monkey's video or something. Blair White canceled or something.
Yeah, but some ran. I don't know who they were, but they faked a DM, of her saying the N word or something like that, and they were like, "I'm just bringing attention to it because this is how she really feels." It was so messy, man. I couldn't tell like what even was going on. Yeah, it was utter complete chaos. I'm sure Blair was bothered, but
yeah. Real quick, Brad, Brad Young, I did see your post. No, I don't want to take your book from you. You enjoy it, but I might look to see if I can get a copy on my own, because it does sound like something that I would enjoy. Pat said it was Vosh.
Is it Vosh who started it?
That's what Pat's saying.
I thought it was a random bird who started it.
I don't know.
Sharing the stream.
Oh, thank you, Brad. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you said I'll take a look at it after the stream. Go to send me the title of that.
It?
I don't know. And I've been out of the loop, and thankfully so, for a couple of weeks. Pat says Vosh was the one with the DM.
Oh, okay. It wasn't because I know Vosh's Twitter, you see, so it wasn't him who shared the attempt on attack.
He said the one who started the cancel was some rando. Yeah. Yeah, I'd seen something about it and some other stuff, you know, but I literally did not even open my Twitter for almost 2 weeks. Today was the first time. And well, I opened it the other day, a week ago, because J-Kid and I played some games. So I pulled him into an old hangout so we could talk and use Twitter to do that. But I tried my best not to.
Oh yeah,
to see any of that garbage.
Versus H3 stuff is it's so messy. So messy.
Two people I just really don't care about, Keemstar and H3.
Yeah, and all it is, mate, is a dick swinging competition. And I tell you what, both of them are a pair of lying, out of context bastards. They really are. Like the shit slinging is unfucking real, and like you can't talk about it without being accused of taking one side or the other. Like and the fact that they won't allow you to use the fact that the H3's first content nuke basically was nothing but shit that we already knew about King.
And speaking of my birthday girl, hey baby,
there she is
out in the chat. She's 33. I'm getting old. My God. Oh. It's not how old I am. It's how old my kids and grandkids are getting. It makes me feel old. Jeez. Seems like just yesterday I was taking her home from the hospital.
Memories.
Yeah.
Memories.
Where there used to be a picture. I'm not sure what happened to it. My mom may have got a hold of it. but it was just a close-up picture of me kissing her head the day I brought her home.
Ah,
You know, and not sure what happened to that. Could have got lost in.
it's a
We
mess with
lost
my
it.
wires.
We lost a
Sorry.
bunch of stuff in storage one time, so
Mm.
a lot of it pictures that we can't replace.
Can I just mess with this to see how I sound?
You do whatever floats your boat, man.
I'm gonna press the inst button.
As long as it's suitable for work and not against TOS, then you.
Well,
I'll
I
keep
don't
up
know
with
what's going to happen. Like if I press the inst button, it's like a big titty, you know, like an American lady wearing a Confederate bikini going to pop out of it. I don't know, man. I've not read the instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and press it, and then we'll see what happens. Is my voice any different? Is there any difference in my voice
a
at
little
all?
clearer, a little more toned. You
A
know,
little more toned.
with the bass in there. You know,
A
more
little
what
bit.
I'm accustomed to when I hear you.
A little bit of blood wing in your life, a little bit of penis in your wife. I'm going to press the air button and see what happens. So I'm going to start talking absolute bollocks like normal with both of these on. How do I sound right now?
Don't sound any different.
No, doesn't sound any different whatsoever.
Not to my ears.
And if I rotate the monitor knob, do I sound different at all? Am I coming through the left or right ear, or is it?
I don't know.
exactly
I've
the
only got
same?
one ear plug in.
Hmm.
If I put them both in, I have a tendency of talking too loud and waking my wife up.
Well, I'm sure that I'm going to press this button as well, the direct monitor button. So that changes from omnidirectional to cardioid, I believe. I'm switching between both. I'm not sure there's any difference whatsoever.
And real quick, very funny, Cryptic. No, she did not get sick from me kissing her head. And no, Grilling Pirate Pete, my birthday, Alex and I's birthdays are in March. So,
Yes. And those are the most important birthdays out of everyone here.
Shio says the INST button puts the port into instrument mode. And that's what Brad Young said as well. If
I
you were to
sound like
plug
a guitar.
Yeah, if you were to plug a guitar directly into the interface instead of miking up, you'd press the INST button.
So I'm now a guitar. And if I turn off, I'm no longer a guitar. And then if I press the air button, I'm not sure what the air button is for.
Yeah.
Is that the instructions? No, that's not the instructions. Where's the instructions? It does, I don't think
So,
it's got any-
so now you're going to look at the instructions.
Well, I don't know what the buttons do. And I can't hear myself either.
Oh,
Okay.
well, had you bothered to read them beforehand, you would know.
Well, it doesn't
Just
have
saying.
any instructions.
Grilling Pirates Pete says May birthdays are best. Dude, May is absolutely killer for my wife and I on birthday. My dad's birthday, my daughter's birthday, 1, 2, 3 grandkids are in May. I'm forgetting people. I know May's just full of birthdays, and my mom and dad's anniversary was in May. May's a killer.
Expensive month.
It is. It is.
Basically second Christmas.
Yeah, Banzo, he didn't forget to read. He just refused to because, instructions are for losers, he said.
I didn't say that.
You did. You most certainly did.
Did you get it on stream?
Yeah.
Well, pull the tape. Pull the tape. Can you die quietly, please, old man? I'm trying to do something.
I'm trying. I'm getting too hot. My wife complains because I freeze her out, but so I turn the air conditioning down. It's almost 90 degrees outside today. That's Fahrenheit. For those of you that use Celsius, you can look it up yourself. That's hot. It's very hot.
Why you got to do us like that?
And I'm sitting here in sweat.
Oh, lovely.
And I think when I get up to go to the bathroom, which inevitably I will do before the stream's over, you all know that I'm going to flip on the ceiling fan. Might help.
I've got to put in the serial number to register it. That's gay. Is that the serial number?
Grilling Pirate Pete says sick of cake. The cake is a lie, by the way. Yeah, I do need a personal fan, but I sit almost directly under the ceiling fan, so it does help.
That's 0 or a friggin' O. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this done, and then I can read the instructions because there's no instructions.
Mhm. Welcome to the Alex figures out his new mic stream, folks.
Look, you know how me and technology go, mate. Like, you know, like a brick in a window. Come on. It didn't do it. Oh, it did do it. I think. No, it didn't.
It
submit.
is
Come on, you bitch, do it.
86 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. Let's see if this will tell me what it is Celsius. I'm on my 29 degrees Celsius.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
It's very hot.
Yeah. That's enough for booty sweat.
Yeah.
That's swamp nuts weather.
You betcha.
It's going to turn in the UK as well. Next week, I believe it's going to get roasting hot. It is.
It was downright cold last week, and then we turn around and it's hotter than heck. It's a wonder everybody ain't sick, regardless of the COVID virus.
I thought the heat's supposed to kill it off, isn't it?
Who knows what does what to where to who to when with this COVID virus? I keep hearing conflicting stories all over the place. Now there's stories coming out locally that the masks don't help. They might actually make it worse. And they're saying that it doesn't maintain its life on surfaces like they thought. So all the, antiseptics and stuff was worthless, and wearing gloves was pointless. It's just every day you turn on the radio or whatever and you hear something different.
To be fair, like, I get where they're coming from. It's an airborne disease.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you going to do? I mean, I suppose a mask might help, sure, but gloves, like, come on.
Well, the mask really isn't to protect you; it's to protect the other people from you. You sneeze, so that's what the mask.
If you want to protect yourself from me, buy a gun. Or steel toe cap boots. I mean, that's probably enough to take me down these days, if I'm honest.
Yeah. What's this? I feel sorry for Blood when you have to put up with Alice while he's figuring out his new toy. Oh, because then J Kid says, "Don't Viber, he's put up with me for 36 years. He's fine." Yeah, trust me. Trust me. And so the latest that I'm hearing is really just like we thought at the beginning. It's really not much more dangerous than just the average flu. It's just another strain of it. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's stupid madness.
Yeah,
I just want things to go back to normal. I some semblance of normalcy,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's been a pain in the ass, mate. It's been a massive pain in the ass. I am not looking forward to going for this lumbar puncture. Not just because of the fact they're going to stick a needle in my fucking spine, but because I'm probably going to have to go like tooled up. My camera keeps going out of focus, which I have no control of my camera in a StreamYard.
Yeah,
wonderful. Yep.
Tyler, I'm with you. I have to wear a mask. I'm required to wear a mask at my work as well, and I have not got it to not fog my glasses, and it suffocates me. And the other day, I was working putting the truck away, all by myself, by the way, and that compared to we had customers at the shop, so I had to have my mask up. And I started suffocating, and then I started feeling a panic attack coming on because I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, oh, geez.
You nearly died, everyone. Donate streamlabs.com/bloodwing.
There you go.
You got to love that smooth shill right there.
Yeah, there you go. That was quite the segue there.
Smooth operator.
Okay, Sade.
So how you been, man? What you been up to?
I've been fine, other than tired. I've been fine. You know,
Is
just
that
been
not like the
tinkering.
old man's like standard state of being? Is it not?
Pretty much. And as you get older, it does that. But they have been working me pretty hard. My hours are all over the place. I might work, 10 a.m. to closing, and then have to be in at 6 o'clock the next time. It's just my hours are just all kinds of freaky funky.
Yeah.
But my training is officially over. They've passed me. So now I just have to wait until I start getting the extra $1 an hour for being an assistant manager.
Okay.
And I'm not doing any more than I have to until that happens. Somebody come up to me the other day over a situation, wanted me to make an executive decision. And I said, nope, they ain't paying me for it yet. Nope. Ain't doing it. Ask the manager.
How long have you got until you're basically the manager?
I don't want it. I'm not going for this. Is as far as I want to go. I've seen how they treat their managers, and I see how they pay them.
Mm.
They don't pay them enough to be on 24-hour call, which you basically are.
Yeah.
And no, this is as far up as I want to go. I mean, I'm going to retire in no more than 5 years, So,
Oh, that wasn't long, was it?
yeah.
No dedication
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I'm old and I'm tired, and I've been working for a paycheck since I was 16, and working for money since I was 8 or 9 years old, doing odd jobs.
Mm.
And
You're
I'm over
slinging meth.
No, that was the 70s, and it was every other thing except meth. Meth
Everything
really
except
wasn't
meth.
a thing when I was a teenager in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Blood was
See?
saying the radio said this was just another flu. This is the problem. You can't trust Bloodwing in the radio because.
Well, the only reason I even hear the radio is because it's on at work.
Are you sure it's not in your head and like
No,
the Second World War still going? You hear Churchill speeches and
they no, they keep the radio tuned to a classic rock station at work, and which kind of gives our shop that old head shop kind of feel, back in the day. For those of you that are old enough to remember.
Yeah. Well, no, not me. Obviously, I'm a young man. I'm not so young anymore, mind you.
Yeah.
I've been having fun with MS.
Yeah. I mean, the radio said all kinds of things. I don't. Who knows? Who really knows? All I know is that we never overreacted like this over any other virus or pandemic that's ever hit. And we've had a few in my lifetime, more than a few.
Well, it's the age of social media now, mate.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
And I don't mind doing things to protect myself, but it's the fact that I'm being made to that rubs me the wrong way.
That's just
Let me make that call.
It's the American in you. That's the problem.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
You don't have the right to not get sick, son.
It is.
The anti-vaxxers are a lot of fun, though. Here in the UK, we've had the same lunatics. Not so much the freedom fighters that you guys have. Like, God damn it, my freedom. Not like that. We've had like the anti-vaxxers and the 5G tower attack at people. Oh God, my word. Can we stop with attacking 5G towers, please?
Yeah, they're a crazy lot. They're right up there with the flat earthers as far as being insane, in my opinion.
If we could stop trying to attack 5G towers, that would be pretty lit.
And speaking of that, coming back to Skyrim for a minute, because
5G towers in Skyrim.
Well, no, but it does tie in. I've been looking at mods, and actually I haven't done a lot of playing. I've just been spending all this time getting my mods to work good together because I have so many, to play well together, and it's took tinkering. And I do that partly because, but you well know that dementia runs in my family, because I've had a lot of behind the scenes conversations, and I worry about it sometimes because there's a good chance that it'll happen to me. And so I try to do things to keep my brain busy, you know, to work my brain. So I do stuff like that, like tinkering around with the mods and junk. Anyway, I'm looking at mods. They got mods on there that brings the coronavirus into Skyrim. I'm not joking, and everybody has to wear a mask.
Oh God.
They've got mods that cut out. Which city is it that has the racist against the dark elves?
Oh, Windhelm.
Yeah, and people are complaining, I'm not supporting that city. The bunch of racists. And this. I'm like, it's a game, my God. Yeah, social justice exists in Skyrim, people. You'd be amazed if you looked at some of these mods and stuff. It's like, really?
Oh
Really?
man, that makes me want to play Skyrim again.
It's a game.
I want to insert my Skyrim save just filled to the brim full of SJWs, flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, and fight. Like, I want 5G towers being attacked in Skyrim by little armies of bandits and shit. Like, and I get jobbed off by the local Jarl to go stop them from taking down the 5G towers. Like, I'd be interested. I'd play it.
Yeah, but you know, that wasn't the only thing. I mean, it's all social justice is all over. There's mods to make this not happen or make that not happen, and there's mods that even remove all the black people. They make them all white, all the red guards.
That is rude.
Like, are you kidding me?
That is rude.
Take all the dark elves and the regular elves and make them look like humans with pointy ears. You know.
Yeah, but you know, instead of that's lazy, right? Why do that when you can create your very own ethno race war mod?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm sure it wouldn't last very long, but at least you could play it.
But you wouldn't believe.
Imagine doing that.
You wouldn't believe the stuff that's out there. Usually, when I look for mods, I look for the stuff that has the most endorsements, the people that's liked it and went on and endorsed it. You know, so those are going to be the better ones. And then the first thing I'll do is go in on that mods page and look at their forum and see if there's a lot of bugs and if they've tried to deal with the bugs, or are they just telling people, "Oh, well, you must have a conflict with another mod, not my problem." You know, because if it's like that, I'm not going to even deal with it. But but the other day I said, you know, I'm just going to look at the newer ones, see what's out there since the coronavirus. And there's been a ton that's come out since the virus hit. People were at home and got nothing to do, so they're making these mods, right?
Oh, that I imagine there's some good ones. I imagine there are some.
It's just like
ones.
I've seen more than one coronavirus mod. You know. There was another one that came out recently that turned everybody into draugrs or zombies. You know,
okay.
There's a zombie apocalypse in Skyrim.
So that's what I like. Let's have a race war mod. All right. You know, you've got team brownification. You know, you've got a team of me running around like, trying to create brown babies. You know, and you've got the ethno nationalists. You know, like shouting the 14 words. Like that would be epic. I'd play it.
Yeah.
I'd play both sides as well. Like I'd play the one campaign, then play the other, see what the differences are.
And yeah, Kyle, I like the immersion mods, some of them, and the survival mods. I have a mod that actually is called Wet and Cold, and makes the wet and cold. Yeah, it actually has an effect on you, and you have to put a cloak on and stuff like that. But
we are not here to be helpful, Miki. Cease and desist. Why would you come here expecting anybody to be helpful?
But yeah, the only problem is Wikipedia, and I see that, and thank you. I might have to try it, but as soon as I don't have any customers in the shop, I'm pulling my mask down. So then I'd have to readjust the tissue all the time.
He's coughing on the cigarettes, people. He's trying to spread it.
Well, you can't smoke with a mask on.
No, you take your mask off and then you cough on the. As soon as they're gone, you take your mask off, don't you? All over the ciggies, and then boom. Yeah. Like, well, hi, welcome to my shop.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I just found it funny. I was looking, I'm like, are you kidding me? It's in Skyrim too. Social justice in Skyrim. People complaining because this is racist, or it's 2020 is the current year. Yes, I've seen that in the mods. It is. It's 2020. It's the current year. Oh
So
my god!
is that the point then? Like they're trolling then, because if they're saying it's 2020, oh my god, then they must be trolling, because SJWs don't say that. So like it's got to be them trolling, like they're purposely inserting it into Skyrim to make your gameplay not better but more painful.
There's mods to make the orcs look more human, to make the Khajiits look more human. You know,
I want a mod that inserts more racism.
It just is. Oh,
I want sexism as well. Well, no, because you can't really have sexism if you're trying to emulate a Viking-like culture, because they were quite in favor of the ladies.
Get this one. This might even be one of the best ones yet. There is actually a mod that brings communism to Skyrim and replaces the Talos statue in Whiterun with a statue of Marx.
I was hoping for Stalin. I'll be honest, I was hoping for Stalin and like a Lenin statue in a different city. So do we get to like seize the means of production? Like, you know,
I don't know.
I want to see that, like, because during, you know, if communism can only be achieved through violence, right? And during that violent revolution, the revolution is coming. You know what happens is the proletariat go running around to the bourgeoisie houses and they take their shit, right? Think how like all the like it's insufferable dickheads in that game. Like you'd be right to kill them. There'd be no consequences for killing them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said the statue of Talos was changed to one of Marx. I meant to say Lenin. It's Lenin. It's a statue of Lenin with his hand raised, you know. And,
yeah. Can we bring Nazism to Skyrim? Like, can we fight the Third Reich?
Well, I have seen mods of followers that are dressed in Nazi leather outfits, but
I mean, you're basically breaking the immersion with all of it, but fuck it, like, why not? Like, let's get edgy about it.
Yeah, if you go on the Nexus and click off, because by default, it does not show you adult content. If you go into your options and click that off, you'd be amazed at the stuff that pops up.
Oh, I know. Like, I used to have the prostitute mod. I used to go around whoring it, you know. I was a cheap night out for a lot of Skyrim's population. It is a great way to make money in the game. And you see those big old physics from 2012. You know, the big old 3DD physics from 2012 bouncing around.
Well, some of my mods are to just make the game look better. I've got a ENB, which if you guys, it's hard. It makes the environment look a whole lot better. I've got a weather mod. I got a mod that actually makes it darker at night like it should be, and really dark in the caverns and stuff. Because, you know, they give you torches, but you don't need them.
No, you don't.
You absolutely do not need to use the torches because it's bright enough to see. But
the Nexus has shit like that. Unholy Reaper, the Nexus has shit like that.
Yeah.
It has prostitute mods.
Yeah.
You can live your life as the oldest profession. In the world. Skyrim.
There's actually a mod that I seen that you have to have sex every so often, or you start losing stats.
There you go.
And your character starts seeing double and.
Shh, Unholy Reaper. Shh. I like that. I like that a lot.
But yeah. It's crazy. But when I seen the SJW mods, I was like, oh my gosh, seriously? In Skyrim is no place safe.
I want because Ryan Rawlings is in the chat and he's spouting off Liberty Prime quotes by the looks of it. You know, I want to run around Skyrim as Liberty Prime.
Yeah,
you know, shouting communism is the very definition of failure, and like have all the I want the Skyrim residents to respond, going, "What the fuck's communism? Is that like feudalism?"
Yeah, I mean, the Nexus, which is where I get most everybody gets their mods for these games. It's got a lot of stuff. I mean, if you can think of it, they got it. And if it's too much for them, then there's a place called Lover's Lab where you can get the really, really, really kinky stuff. So yeah,
Liberty Prime, is that a transformer? I think
sort of,
he's having
kind of.
me on. He knows what Fallout is.
Yeah, but he doesn't like what's the company that makes those?
Bethesda.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Bethesda games so much.
Oh, it's a giant anti-communist robot that was designed to fight the Chinese communist threat at the Battle of Anchorage. And when activated, it shouts anti-communist propaganda. And it is if it recognizes a site of memorial, it will stop and basically shout, "Remembering the fallen." You don't love Bethesda. Bethesda are shits.
But yeah, there's a mission where you get to actually start that robot because it's been broke or not finished or something. Not finished, I think. And it follows you through this battle, and it's shouting out all these patriotic quotes the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, that was
dead than red, or
I'm not a fan of the VAT system, but you don't have to use it, J Kid.
You don't have to
Nothing
use
says that you have to use the VAT system.
I don't use it.
Yeah.
I have used it.
Yeah, I have too, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but
no, neither am I really. New Vegas is really it's probably my favorite. You don't get Liberty Prime in that, but I did like Fallout 4, and there's lots of reasons to dislike Fallout 4. Lots and lots of reasons.
Not a fan of New Vegas. I much preferred 3 over New Vegas. I don't hate New Vegas. I just like.
Well, you quite clearly do if you prefer a different game over it. This is the internet, Bloodwing. You can't have a different opinion. God.
Yeah, Devil Fruit Zero says I got to stand up quickly, Ma, because you take 50 years to stay. That is true. Of course, you know me, and I love to make different characters. So I went through, first of all, before I even started really playing, I made 2 characters, male and female, of every race available, and just played it through to the end of the tutorial at the front. When you get out of the cave and you're on your way to Riverwood. When the part where the dragon shows up, you're about to get your head chopped off. The dragon shows up, and and then you get to escape. Well, after you jump across to the thing and you're following the one guy, I kept getting knocked down by the dragon. It would blow me away. I didn't even know where I was at. Like, okay, I gotta go catch back up to this guy. But I do have some physics mods, so it was probably because of that.
Yeah, probably. That's why you go for the alternate start mod instead, so you haven't got to bugger about with that bit.
I've seen those and I haven't used them, but there's a reason I haven't done it, because that is a cheap way to get a big chunk of cash right off the start. Because you can collect as much of it as you can carry, the armor and the weapons, and then go sell it to what's his name there in Riverwood. And you got to have that $5,000 pretty quick because you want to buy Breeze Home.
Yeah, but you can just own Breeze Home with alternate start mod from the beginning. In fact, you can own any one of the big any of the houses from the beginning.
I don't have too many mods that actually change the way that it's played. They'll add new dynamics, but not change the way that it's played. Honestly. But it is my game is so heavily modded. It's like a completely different game, and I'm loving it.
Different area of the country, Faithless. Come on. It also had Nightkin. You didn't have Nightkin in Fallout 3. Come on. New Vegas was good. I just wish that there were more quests, on the strip, and the bit outside the strip, which I forget what it's called. That's what I said, Ryan. Come on. Pay attention.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, y'all know what time it is.
It's wee time.
It is. When Alex came in the stream, I had a little banner up so he'd know this. I went to pee. But I will be right back.
urinating time. So while Bloodwing is off draining his bladder, how are we, darling? So they only had mutants in very few places. Yeah, I know, that's fine. You know, I think New Vegas wanted to have more of a focus on other things, you know, much more tougher enemies, to be honest with you. You know, there was a lot more Death Claws and different variations of Death Claws in New Vegas, wasn't there? You know, you had, I forget what those flying ones are called, not the bloat flies, the really bad ones that sting you and kill you pretty quickly when you're low level. I forget what they're called. Yeah, I'm sad, fat, gay, immature, and sad. I know this. I'm Pope Spurgery the Third, by the way. About to get my stream going in 30. Roger that, Pat. Roger that. Well, who you got on today? Is it a discussion? Are you getting Gabe on? Any tips for me? I'm starting Fallout 3 at this moment. What's the first place called again? Cazadors, that's it. What's the first? Megaton? Nuke it. Nuke Nuke it from Tenpenny Tower. Fucking nuke it. Nuke. No, don't nuke it. Be Paragon for life, baby. Paragon for life. Yeah, Cazadors, yeah, because they are a pain in the ass. And if you're gonna start New Vegas, be a badass. Come out of that first town and head north and try to run past the Good Springs. Yeah, try to run past and head straight towards the strip if you can. See if you can get past the Death Claws. I've actually been to Good Springs in Nevada. I've actually been inside the Real Prospector Saloon. Awesome. Accessing dictionary database. Entry: communism, a form of government in which the state controls everything and people are denied freedom. I can never bring myself to play as evil. I know I'm a big fan of playing as Paragon. Paragon till death, baby. Also playing evil it's too easy as well. You know,
what are we talking about now?
Well, just the concept of a lot of games. I find, in my opinion, when you have a Paragon Renegade option, the Renegade option, I mean, sometimes it's satisfying, but honestly, it's often far too easy and overall less satisfying.
I'll play as both, but I usually much prefer a good character, or even a medium character, like like a Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of thing, the anti-hero kind of character, than just someone just flat out evil. And on some games, I just cannot play the evil side, like on BioShock. You have the option to either save the little sisters, but you don't get as much Adam out of them, or kill them and get more Adam. And I could never kill the little kids, because no, it's a little kid.
Kill the children. Kill. That's one of the first. I actually decided to give Minecraft a proper go a couple of months back, right? And the first thing I did is I went to a village and I killed all the adults and all the children. See you later, nuts.
Oh, there's one kid I would absolutely kill, but I don't want to put and that's in Skyrim, in Whiterun. What's her name? Braith?
Yeah.
The little
She's
girl.
all attitude, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, go on.
No, I was saying that I finally gave Minecraft a go, and I came across a little town, and I killed everyone, including the children. Yeah. I didn't feel bad about it. But yeah, it's not really for me. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I obviously, you know me, I like the survival aspect of it. I actually bought a survival game last night for 90 pence because it's 90% off at the minute. But Legion does have a soul. He does, yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm Paragon till death, baby. Paragon till death. You know, the only acceptable time that it is to be a renegade is to punch the reporter in the face. And in the third one, it doesn't really benefit you to do that because, you know, if you give her a good talking to, and in the second one, if you give her a good talking to, it really benefits you more. I think I speak for those villagers when I say Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will kill the younglings if there's no consequences.
Yeah, well, they've got mods for Skyrim where you can kill the kids, but I've never, because it affects other things, so I never do it. And it's just not that important to me. But I just want a mod to be able to smack Braith and yes, Devil Fruit Zero, the Jarl's children, just smack them, and make them run away crying. That's what I want. I want a mod where you can smack them in the face and make them run away crying. I don't want to kill them.
Well, one of them gives you the quest, a Daedric quest, if memory serves. For one of the, I can't remember which Daedra it is now, but yeah,
just because they have such attitudes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, all the Jarls do, man. When you go through the Civil War quest line, and like, dependent on which castle you go to, if you go to Solitude, you get all the rebel Jarls in the basement, and vice versa in Windhelm. And they're not in the basement in Windhelm; they're all on the dining table, and they all just give you abuse, really. And you can't kill them, well, unless you use the console to do it. Yeah, Stormcloak, that's the one. It's been a while since I've played Skyrim.
Yeah, and by the way, while we're on the subject, Stormcloak all the way, folks.
Oh, so you're a white supremacist, right?
No, Stormcloak all the way, because I'm an American and we're all about our freedoms and getting out from the oppressive yoke of the colonizers. Yeah.
Remind me how many types of guns are banned in your country.
Not nearly as many
talking about your freedom.
Yours.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad I ain't got access to a gun. You know why? Because I'd have killed a motherfucker by now, right?
Yeah, screw the elves. The elves are coming in and secretly kidnapping people out of Skyrim because they worship somebody they don't like. So yeah, heck with that. That's the other reason, because of freedom religion, yo. So yeah, Stormcloak all the way. I have made characters that was Empire just to be able to get those achievements, for doing that side of the story. But
of course, I'm on the side of the Empire. I'm British. I'm evil. No, it's not exactly a black and white option to choose.
And it isn't. There's bad on both sides of it.
It's not even that. It's when you think about the possible consequences. Unfortunately, that's never ever explored. Which, to be honest, I would have liked to have seen. But whatever, I guess. But the idea that Stormcloaks take over Skyrim, so that they're Skyrim for the Nords. But there's consequences to that. Is the Aldemiri Dominion going to invade? Is the Empire going to invade? And would they be able to stand against that? I don't know. Because the game is never representative of it either. Like, even if it's I completely understandable, Devil Fruit. But you knew this about me. No, like, the game never really represents the battle. I know that there is a mod that tries to make the battles more grand and makes the missions a bit more immersive and things like that.
Yeah, there's mods that make the towns and villages look more destroyed, more physical evidence, visual evidence that there's a civil war.
Yeah. And there is a temporary peace treaty, but that's through the main quest line. But that's temporary. It's not resolved at that point. It's just that's what it is at the time. That's just what it is at the time.
But yeah, Stormcloak. Besides, if you start Imperial, you don't get near as much stuff in the starting quest. If you follow old boy instead of following the other Nord, the blonde-headed dude whose sister runs the mill, you don't get near as much stuff. You just don't.
I also agree with number one. Both sides suck ass.
Yeah, there's bads to both sides. I mean, who knew we were going to get into a discussion on the ethics of Skyrim?
Why not? I mean,
sure, why not? Yeah, it seems like everybody out there's played it and they know what we're talking about and understand it. So why not?
Stormcloak versus General. What's his name? What's the general called?
Talius.
There is not an ounce of charisma between those two. You know, even in their big battle speeches in the final missions for both sides is rubbish. I'm not excited to finish this.
Always follow Rayloff. That's right, Mama Minnie. That's right. Always Stormcloak. Yeah, that's my kid. Ulfric shouting the High King to death. It's not good. Not good.
The only thing I will give Ulfric is there is a scene in the vanilla start that is fucking like his voice is awesome for it. It really is. Where it Roloff who says to him, "Oh, I thought dragons were just myths."
Yeah, he's just
myths don't burn down towers. I'm like, oh god, it's a movie.
Myths don't burn down villages.
Myths don't burn down villages. Oh,
yeah,
Daddy.
But
Daddy Ulfric.
Yeah, there's one thing that's always bugged me. Why doesn't Rayloff or why don't he just cut your hands loose right there when you first get into that first building with Ulfric?
Because dicks, I guess.
Because they make you jump across to the other burning building with your hands tied.
Yeah, it's probably not the best idea, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the some of the voice actors they used, all four of them.
Yeah,
they all you can spot those in all the dubbed anime, which is really annoying. Like like every character who's a dick, like the owner of the Honeybee Inn, for example, who you have to stitch up. Like he always plays a dick in dubbed anime, for example, and it's like I'm sick of hearing this guy's voice. It annoys me.
There are a couple of voice actors in Skyrim that are also in Dragon Age too.
Yeah, Mass Effect Dragon Age. Yeah.
When you play a lot of games like you and I do, and that you start to recognize voices. Oh, I know that voice.
A big voice out of all of them is the lady out of Star Trek, who's she plays a general in Mass Effect as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually in Star Trek, and she's in Star Trek the game that you play.
Yeah. But yeah, there aren't a lot of voice actors. Yeah, they do reuse the same ones over and over.
The thing is though, there are right, and there are a shit ton of aspiring voice actors out there, but they're so cliquey, these lot, right? You can't get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like anime. There's like, I don't know, 20 guys and 10 women that do it. And you can hear it. Like Chris Sabat. You know how many anime that man is in? Lots.
Which brings up, it's a little off topic, but not really. I've been searching through all these mods and like I said, 2/3 of them are probably followers. Try finding a follower on Skyrim these days that doesn't look like an anime character. My God. That's an instant. Nope, not downloaded it for me.
I believe that there is a gatekeeper situation in the voice acting world, and that you're better off as an aspiring voice actor to go into like advertisement, commercial, that type of stuff, than what you would be if you wanted to get into games or anime or anything like that.
Yeah. And I've seen documentaries on voice actors, mostly voice actors that work in cartoons, stuff like that. And yeah, there's a limited number of the people, and they all know each other.
Yeah, they're clicky. They'll let noobs in.
Talking to followers is annoying sometimes. They act like you're such an inconvenience. I'm sworn to carry your burdens. Yeah. Oh, Lydia. Oh, Lord. My wife doesn't even play it, but she knows Lydia because I'd be playing it on the Xbox when it first come out, Xbox 360, and she'd be, I'm sworn to carry your burdens. She's my wife. Can you kill her?
The only shout that you'll ever need in that game, well, I know that you need more than one shout, but you do need more than just that. I know, to get us past certain bits. But yeah, Fus Rodai, it's just yeeting people. It's the yeet, the voice of yeetiness.
There's nothing stands against it.
Yeah, I don't know if you. What was the thing that came out for 360? Had the camera, the Connect. The
Oh,
Connect.
you could shout at the camera, couldn't you?
Yeah, and you could actually say Fusro Da, and it would do the Fusro Da. Well, when I first got that, my son-in-law at the time, they were living here, and I'd be out like walking. You know how you're trying to Billy Goat a mountain, trying to get over that mountain to take a shortcut, and he'd start hollering the command for what was it that makes you shoot forward.
Oh yeah, that's the other one that you need, isn't it? To sprint through
And
the
of course, I'd go
gates.
right off the cliff because it would pick up his voice. I'm like, will you stop it?
I'd like to see a proper multiplayer, like where you do the speed voice off the side of the voice of the wild, and then have your mate who's also playing with you then Fusro Da you as you're in the air. That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Cannibalistic Wizard says if Skyrim didn't have the shouts, it wouldn't have affected me because I didn't use them really at all. I did, and there's one that is a must-have for me, and it's the one that makes the dragons land.
Oh well, yeah, well, that's Rend Dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, Dragon Rend.
Yeah, well, you have to have that because that's quests reliant. But yeah, Dragon Rend, yeah.
Well, otherwise you're chasing them all over the sky with your bow, and like no, and we all know that shooting the bow is not as easy as it seems in Skyrim because there's drop.
Yeah. And the time limit can be reduced with an amulet of Talos, and if you actually bother to like get into enchanting, which I always do, because that's always my first mission in Skyrim, is to make myself as overpowered as possible. I make some money by wood chopping. I get about $3 grand. 3 grand.
No, Shio, that's bad even for you.
Get out.
Why did the Dragonborn go to High Hrothgar? To see what all the foos was about.
For God's sake. No, the first thing I do is always my little mission to get as OP as possible. I make about 3 grand in gold by wood chopping. I make sure that I have the little itty bitty mod that just allows me to, just do
keep
wood
chopping
forever. Yeah.
Same. There's one also that lets you keep mining.
Yeah, I also had that as well. And then, I do that, and then I go buy up all the supplies I can from the blacksmiths, and then I just make all the iron knives in the world until I've maxed out my blacksmithing.
I usually make money by spamming gold rings.
Yeah, fair enough. You can do either way, really. It's whatever you can get your hands on in terms of materials. I tend to do all of it. I just buy everything they have. And then do it that way. And then I go buy up all the alchemy ingredients. I do exactly the same with that. And then what I do is I then enchant everything I can. All those knives and rings and necklaces that I've made.
That is, now that you mentioned, that's one of the things about Skyrim I don't care for is how you raise your alchemy skill by eating.
Well, it doesn't really. It raises it a little bit, but the idea is you eat it, which is retarded because
to know what it does. Yeah, I'm going to eat this thing that I don't know what it is to see if it kills me or not.
Yeah.
And eat spider eggs? No, thank you.
I think at one point I had like every single ingredient in the game in my inventory, and I had like one of each, and I ate every single one, and my character fell over and was paralyzed on the floor for a little bit. I was like, "Am I dead?"
Because I'm with Roloff when you're going through the beginning and you've got to face those 5 ice spiders or whatever they call them. Yeah, eat a giant's toe. Right. And he says, I hate these things. Too many eyes, And I'm like, I am with you, Roloff. That's why I let you go out there and kill them all while I stand back up in here with the bow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Hey, I could rename this the Skyrim stream. And it's been fun. And I'm still having fun with it. I like that everybody in the chat most everybody seems to know what we're talking about. So that makes for a fun topic.
The mods really help.
They do. And I think it was Bansba asked me earlier what mod, and I think she meant for Skyrim was necessary. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is a physics mod, and whatever your taste is on the body change mods, you know, to change the bodies from the vanilla.
Is that your first mod?
Yeah, because it looks more
it's a bugs
realistic.
mod, isn't it?
But my first must-have mod is it's a home called Leaf Rest. It's a mod called Leaf Rest. It puts a small home in Riverwood, right next to the mill, and it makes a great starting location. Makes a great starting location. So that's the first one that I have to have every time I play it.
I always have to have Legacy of the Dragonborn. It's the biggest mod by far on the entire Nexus, and I have it because I'm a hoarder, and I can't help hoarding things, and it answers the question. It resolves it gives you a solution to your hoarding, by giving you a reason to hoard. And you know, you have the Dragonborn Museum, and you go in there with a bunch of your items, and you click like the auto sorter, and then what it does is it takes all the crap out of your inventory that it needs, that it wants, and it puts it somewhere.
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I meant to mention this to you in case you go back into it. Because I know you've played that. If you want something similar but slightly different, there's a mod that I've just tried, and it's great. It gives you a castle right straight across from the Battleborn farm outside of White Run. And it has the same thing. It has a museum in it that has spots for everything in it. It also has beds for like 200 followers. I'm not joking.
Because it's assuming that you're downloading every other model from the Nexus. Yeah,
and it is called, oh, hold on, I've still got my mod organizer too open. VALKYRJA Castle White Run.
But does it have a fully voiced quest line?
You just own it. But it has guards. It has
see, that's the thing. Like Legacy of the Dragonborn is so big. You don't own the museum. You know, it's in Solitude. You go there. It's also a fast travel location as well. There's a fully voiced elf that walks up to you and says, "Oh, hello, you can help us with the exhibit." And the more shit you get in there, the more visitors it gets, the more money you earn from it. And then once you've got enough items in there, you unlock new quests, and then you get the option to make the Explorers Guild, you know, and then the Explorers Guild has its own quest line as well. You know, you have your own guild house and all that, and then that has its own quest line. Like it also incorporates all the other giant mods that the Nexus has.
There's another mod that I've been trying out that I really like.
He's not going to install it. He's not going to try it, by the way. Because you know why?
No, I've seen it, and I will if I get room, because I'm almost at the max amount of plugins, and that's with bashed patches and merge patches from Skyrim Edit and bash patches from Rybash. And yes, I do know how to do all that stuff. I had to teach myself to make it all work well together. But there's another mod that it's a relationship mod. And it actually affects your house carls, starting with Lydia.
Yeah.
And you have to actually, it gives you a quest. And first you got to talk to her. Like, so I guess it was something like this. So I guess you're my new house carl. What does that mean? Da, 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 da. And you're trying to get a romantic relationship going on with her. But she's not falling for it right away because she's very religious, following the goddess Mara, you know. And so the first quest you get, you got to take her to that female blacksmith in Whiterun and try to get her to make some armor for Lydia, because Lydia doesn't have any armor. While you're talking to her, that girl gives you a quest because her husband's now gay. Her husband's gay and he's not sleeping with her, so you've got it's a quest to get her a lover, and it's just, it adds to it. It's just so funny. It's just very, and the way the way they stuck the voices together, it's Lydia's voice and it's the other girl's voice, but you can tell at parts, but mostly it's really well done. But there's times where you just can't really help but tell that they've took this word, cut it out of a conversation, and stuck it in there. You know, because the inflection's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's very well done, and they stuck it together really well. It's hilarious. Like she says, I got a problem. My husband's got a problem in that area. Well, what's the problem? He's gay.
He's gay.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Seriously.
I love it.
It's there's just so much. If you could spend days upon days looking through the Nexus at different mods and just never play, just look at mods.
Yeah, I know, right? I've spent hours on there.
You know, and it's not hard to use. Anybody can use mods. There's you know, and if you get confused, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube on how to do this or that. You know, like how to set up the Nexus mod manager, how to set up my personal favorite, the mod organizer too. You know, and how to set up Rybash, how to set up SSKE, which is what you have to start the game through if you're using mods outside of the game files.
Honestly, like when Steam finally opened its doors fully to, well, it's not fully, obviously you can't get the adult mods on there, but you can get a lot of it from just the Steam Workshop with Skyrim and Fallout, and it has its own built-in auto sorter, which is really nice. It's just obviously on the Nexus, you know, you can spend several days sifting through that. And I found some great
you can imagine.
Yeah. There have been some great ones. I remember there's that you can become king. Yeah, there's that king mod. There's also the Jarl of Ivorwood, I think it's called. That's actually really hard because you have to go get 100 red apples and 100 blah, blah, blah. But it's a good fight at the start because you go in, it's full of werewolves. And it's like, oh shit, because they're quite tough to fight, aren't they? So they're probably more of a pain in the ass to fight than some like dragons are, to be honest. But
Devil Fruit Zero, I have not seen that one, but I do have one that's called Fertility, where the women actually go through periods and they're more fertile on, you know, and so they can get pregnant. So they can get pregnant. You know, it doesn't actually show their period or anything like that. Nothing that gross, but it does make, you've got a little bar up in the upper right hand corner showing how far along they are in their monthly cycle and how fertile they are.
I like any mods that are to do with commerce as well, like set up your own shop. Like you can get it so that your partner sets up a stall outside Breeze Home, and then you basically fill it up with all the stuff that you want to sell, and you come back later when they sold it, or you can basically put down like a mat and sell shit off the mat. You know, when residents will walk up to you and buy stuff off you that you have that you set aside to sell, which is, you know, again it's role playing.
Sure, yeah, and I do that. I role play.
Yeah,
you know, it's like I have an Imperial character that is playing on the Stormcloak side. And my role play reason is he was a criminal and they're going to chop his head off. So screw you. I'm going to go fight for these guys.
Yeah.
Because is there any worse quest than finding the 25 Crimson Emeralds? Yes, Shio, there is. Finding all those jewels of, what is it, Bezaniah or whatever, the Bethaniah.
Yeah.
That's worse. And I have mods for both of them to show me their locations. Yes, I cheat. Because I hate those two quests.
I went one step further with that because I also used the same mod to try and find where they bloody were. But I also just decided to straight up cheat. I downloaded a mod that basically gives you a basement
in the Thieves Guild that you just walk into, and all of them are there.
The reason that the Stones of Besaniah is worse is because there's at least one quest for the Thieves Guild that you do that takes you into one of the houses to get one of those stones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you don't find the
Mercer's
stone
house.
before you leave that house, you can't get back in it.
Mercer Frey's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of the locations that those stones are in are often tied to certain quests.
Yeah.
Which is really irritating.
I really hate it. At least the Crimson Ninroot is out there, you know.
Yeah.
Out in the open, you just got to know where they're at.
Yeah, they're all in Blackreach, aren't they?
Most of them,
Yeah.
I think. Most of don't remember. It's been a while since I've done it. I don't remember if they're all there or if most of them are there. And that place is so confusing because it all looks the same and it's dark and like, okay, have I been here yet?
It's quite pretty down there.
It is pretty, but it all looks the same.
Yeah.
I get confused and turned around down there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
easy
I do as well. Yeah. I mean, and I always pop out and some random place on the map. I'm like, where am I? And sometimes you come out of places and you can't unlock the gate because you're supposed to go in. You're supposed to go in from the other side, and it's like, well, I guess I'll go back down then.
This is cost us down where? What is it called? Blackreach?
Blackreach, yeah.
Blackreach, yeah. That's where.
Is Blackreach, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've done. I haven't played Skyrim in a couple of years, and I have not got past killing my first dragon yet with any of my characters because I've been messing around with these mods trying to get them all to work. Because with that many mods, they don't all want to work together real good to start with. So you got to tinker around with the load order and patches and just
yeah. It's why it's probably easier just to go through the Steam Workshop, but obviously you want the adult mods in there as well, don't you?
Well, it's some of them. That wasn't the end all be all why I did it. The reason I do it this way is to give myself a challenge because I want to learn how to do it. You know.
Yeah, we know about the secret dragon down there. Yeah, you have to Fus Rodar at the big like lantern light thing that's down there, and it comes out and you fight it and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a named dragon as well.
Yeah. I don't like Blackreach very well. Yeah, I always dread it when it comes to that because one, I know I'm going to have to do the Crimson Ninroot quest, and two, because it's just so confusing down there. I get lost.
Get out, Sheogorath. Out.
All the cats are elsewhere. Lord.
Yeah. That's in the vampire one, isn't it? The vampire DLC. They bring in those different types of dragons that can dive underwater.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that brings up something too.
It's the Detroit of Skyrim.
that brings up something we could talk about too. We have already discussed whether Stormcloak or Imperial. You're Imperial. I'm Stormcloak.
Yeah.
Vampire or werewolf?
I'll
tell you now, I'm werewolf all the way. Don't like the vampire. Don't like how it plays off.
I don't like either, really. I don't like either. I really don't.
And if you decide you don't like werewolf, it's much easier to cure because it gives you a quest within the quest line, already.
But the totem missions are rubbish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the totem missions are rubbish.
I like playing as a werewolf. I like the power. Yeah, you give up the well-rested perk. Big deal. Big deal.
What did the guards say to the child who choked on their candy?
No lollygagging.
Out!
Quit or you're not getting any sweet rolls. If you don't stop it, I'm going to shoot you in the knee.
I wasn't a big fan of that DLC because it takes you to a place that's worse than Blackreach. You go through those annoying caves to get out to what is basically what I can only associate with is Frozen.
The
I
only
don't.
reason I do the Thieves Quest is to be able to get access to the armor. That's it. Fatalist. I kind of agree.
You always got to download a mod that allows you to concentrate quests in particular cities. The first time I ever played Skyrim, I think it was on PS3, and I did it like I did a lot of missions before I finally finished the Thieves Guild. Like, I don't know what Bethesda were thinking with that bullshit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Now I do have a mod, and I remember when I saw it and download, I'm like, I've always needed this. It's a mod that delays the start of the Dragonborn and the other DLC, the start of them, because they started way too early. You'd get the vampire attack, or you'd get the those mages attack.
The cultists,
and so you get the named weapons and stuff that come with it, but they're too low a level. So yeah, it delays the start of that. And I'm like, I really needed this all along and didn't know it.
Fuck you, Sheergarath. Dick. What's up with magic with a master vampire specialize in necromancing? Fuck a sweet dick.
You are on a roll, Shio. I'll give you that. You are on a roll. Sweet roll, that is.
There's too much cave diving, I find, in Skyrim. For a game with dragons, you don't spend a lot of time up mountains, do you?
No. Well, you do, but not for that reason. You do because that mountain's in your way, and you got to get past it to get to your quest marker. And instead of going around it, you try to climb over it like a mountain goat.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time I've killed a horse trying to go over mountains.
I know. Trying to get up High Hrothgar, right? Trying to get there from Whiterun is such a pain. That's the bit that I hate the most. Trying to get there without getting lost.
Yeah,
and going the wrong bloody way because
I do it every time, and I've
you missed that little mud path that zigzags up to Iverstead, and it's like so dumb.
Yep, because once you get to a certain part, you're like, "Don't! I went the wrong way." Ah, you
you do your bloody Windhelm at that point.
Yep, I absolutely.
But mind you, that there are some interesting settlements in that area. Even though you got lost.
And I do have a couple of mods that actually add a couple of settlements that aren't in the vanilla game. So I haven't got to try them yet. I haven't got that far, but see how that goes.
I like the open cities mods. They tend to be paired up with the other mods that basically make the cities look pretty. I quite like those.
Yeah. Sheila says, if you make her carry all your mead, she's sworn to carry my bourbon.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay. That one was bad, Sheila.
Out.
You were reaching a little bit. I keep clarifying when it's ready for when I get turned around. I do it often, Mama Minnie says.
I don't use magic in Skyrim.
I have played this game a million times, literally a million times, and invariably I will still miss the path every time going to High Hrothgar.
Yeah, I'm nowhere. I know that I'm looking for it.
Yeah,
but I can't remember where it is.
Yeah. I only do, like I said, Jack Gansey, I only do the Thieves Guild because I want the armor. And I only do the Dark Brotherhood because I want that horse. Shadowmare.
Of course.
That's my steed right there. That's the only horse you ever need in the game.
Again, the quest line for that wasn't particularly great, was it?
No, but it's a great horse.
It is a great horse. And I do quite like Cicero.
Yeah, he's funny. He is. I laughed during it. And I got to tell you, when you've got to hide in the dark in her coffin,
Mm.
that's creepy.
Oh
That
yeah, it is. Yeah.
seriously creepy.
Thank you, Faithless. It's the only Dark Brotherhood quest line, as far as I'm concerned. Is the Oblivion was far superior to Skyrim in many, many ways, including the Dark Brotherhood quest line. That was amazing, and that took far longer to actually bloody do.
The skeleton horse is good, Kyle, but you have to conjure it, and that's my only kick against it. Shadowmere is there wherever you go. He's there.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. But yeah, I like the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. I like the character. I like the unique characters.
Yeah,
that they have, like Devin, for example. You know, he's like that's a unique voice actor. He's only used there, I think. You know, he's a Cockney. You know, what I mean, he's like, oh, go on and go rob some things, mate. Go on. I like him. I like that. I like that quest line.
and I do like on the Dark Brotherhood that you actually, at the end of it, after they're destroyed, you get a new home base. It's got a torture chamber in it.
Well, you've got to improve it, like.
Yeah, but you get to torture people.
Yeah, but you get this massive payout, and then you can be a dick and kill him, and then take his shit, which I do every time.
Torture people.
Yeah, I know. And then they give you, they tell you where some loot is, but the loot's never good.
You get to torture them.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm freaky.
I agree with Oblivion's leveling system was downright mean. To be honest.
Yeah.
And earning money in Oblivion was an absolute nightmare as well.
And getting rid of vampirism was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. But the quests were grand. They were grand. Is Sky Oblivion finished yet? I haven't been paying attention.
Not that I've seen. I have thought about downloading Oblivion because it's not too expensive on Steam, but and it's moddable as well, just like Skyrim.
Yeah, I'd buy it from GOG if I were you, mate, rather than Steam.
Yes, Necrosol, I do know Shadowmere does kill dragons. He's awesome. Shadowmere is. I will beeline for that quest just to get that horse. I will. I do love me some Shadowmere, and he just looks awesome with those red eyes and stuff. Yeah, comes up out of the water.
Yeah, like a black mist. Well, sorry, mist of color.
He's a horse of color in HOC.
Oh, I forgot to tell. I did mention it earlier. What's going on, honey baby?
Hey, honey baby.
Thank you for coming along. I downloaded and I purchased and downloaded a game called Kenshi, which I'm told is a fantastic RPG game that's very, very in depth. Like, you're not special. You start the game, and you can role play as pretty much anything you want. A slave, a trader, warrior, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to give that a go. What's that game that I bought yesterday for 90? The reason why I even saw it, took notice of it, because Steam has now taken this new kind of approach where if you look through the front page and scroll down, you'll see, and you'll also see one of the top reviews written about it. And if you've looked on Twitter, I posted this review that I saw about this game. And this guy was having a really hard time of it. He'd never really experienced depression or anything like that in his life. It's called, the game is called Next Day. But it's the review, not the game, it's the review that caught my eye. Because the guy, I sat there and I read it. I shared it to Twitter. The guy was having a really shit time of it, basically suicidal and stuff. And then he found that game, and it's turned his life around. Gaming saves lives.
There you go.
Gaming saves lives, people, is what I'm trying to say. But the game is in early access, like many that you find on Steam. It's for 90p, so you can't really argue that it's 90% off. You can't get mad at that, even if it's a broken game. It's still 90 fucking p. And I believe it's an online multiplayer survival type game. I also bought Serious Sam. I've never played the Serious Sam games.
I thought about it. I seen it was for sale. But didn't do it.
I just thought I'd grab one of them because the entire series of Serious Sam games was on for quite cheap. So I didn't buy the whole series. I just bought one of them because a lot of them are VR, and I'm not investing in VR. So no.
Wish I could. I'd love
Yeah.
to play VR. I've never even got a chance to play in VR before. I would love the chance just to try it, but I
I'd
don't
fall
even know
over.
anybody that can afford to have it. So
Can you get like a VR wheelchair accessory? For me, I don't know.
I'm sure you got to have something.
Yeah. I'd love one of those omnidirectional treadmills.
Oh
but
yeah,
you'd have to put the like a bungee thing around my waist so that when I inevitably fall over, playing in VR.
Well, the ones I've seen do strap you in with straps on like two sides of you at least, so that you don't fall out. But, yeah, that would be cool. I just want to try VR. Everybody I know is as poor as I am, so nobody owns VR. It's above our pay grade.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. It's a bloody lot of money for a VR headset. What are they, like $1,000?
Oh, some of them. There's cheaper ones, but you get, from what I understand about VR, and I've done a little bit of research, not a lot, but some. From what I understand, it's really true. There, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
and if you want the actual experience, then you got to fork out the big bucks.
Yeah.
For the best thing.
Yeah, it would be nice though. It would be nice, and of course Skyrim's got VR, and
yes, it has, yeah.
I would love to try Skyrim in VR. It would be cool to actually swing the sword.
See, then I'd use magic.
You would use magic then, huh?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of using magic.
Well, I've got magic characters. Yeah, I'll
fan
play every which way. I've got bow characters. Now my fallback is usually a dual wielder. I like making dark elves that dual wield. That's just my thing. But
sometimes, I mean, I like to go for a light armor, knife wielding or sword wielding character. No, I never go for the two-handed weapons ever. Like sometimes I'll have one-handed firebolt, and that's as far as I'll go with magic. Or I use a bow.
Kyle, I have thought of Dark Souls, but just as quick as I thought of it, I said, nah. And here's why. I'm old. And I'm being serious. A fact of life when you get older is your reaction time slows down. It slows way down in time. And in a game that is unforgiving as Dark Souls, and it's like I would just have more frustration than fun.
I have a temper. That's why I don't play it. I have Dark Souls 3. I never played it though. It was bought for me. Someone bought it for me. I didn't ask for it. But mind you, I've bought loads of games myself that I've actually never played that are in my Steam. They're on my Steam library. And I just have no desire to play them, even though I've bought them. I know, stupid.
Yeah, my younger self that had better reaction time would probably give it a go. But my older self says, no, that's just more frustration than it's worth, probably. So. Now, if I could find it on sale for like a couple of bucks where I'm not really losing out anything, if I can't play it, then that'd be another thing. But yeah, it ain't that cheap.
Yeah. GOG often it's the DRM issue and the backwards compatibility issue. That's why I say go if you're going to buy older games, buy them from GOG because they make it so that they're compatible with Windows 10.
DRM, I forget what it exactly stands for. It's something read memory, but it's protection on game CDs. And when you copy games like that, like GOG has to, if it has a really strong DRM on it, that can be an issue of getting it to work.
Yeah, I think I'd tried to get Oblivion to work on. Oh God, it's going back some years now. Maybe Windows 7, I think. And it, to get it to try and work, I had to like Google how to make it backwards compatible and all this. It just really wasn't worth it in the end.
Thank you guys. Digital rights management. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. GOG makes it so that you can basically play old games. A lot of the reason why people are on GOG is because of that. Games like
and if
Theme
there's
Park
a game
Hospital,
not on
for
GOG
example.
yet, it's usually because they haven't figured out a way to get around the DRM, how to make it work on modern machines.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things at play. There's not only that issue, but modern machines usually won't play older games because they run a lot faster than the rigs those games were set up for, and that causes issues. So you wouldn't think so, but it does.
Yeah. And I believe that there are 2 games at the very top of the list because GOG has its own community. And the game that's at the top of the list is Black and White and Black and White 2.
Yeah. You can get Black and White to work on a modern machine, on a Windows 10 machine, but you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Yeah. And you ain't downloading it either. And the thing is, most PCs, when you buy them now, they don't come with disk drives. So you'd better have a friggin' disk drive if you want to play that and still have the game that I do somewhere.
Well,
no point.
there are places, and
I know, and there is a website that I found.
I'm not talking about Pirate Bay, but it's
again, there is a website I found where you can get it. But I was like, nah, mate. This website looks dodgy as shit.
There's a site that I go to get games like that to try them. And it's pretty safe. I haven't had an issue with it yet. But they're cracked games, not quite legal, They've cracked them, and
I'm being interrupted by my son again. Hello? Can I come in? You would do it now as we approach near the end of the stream. What do you want, boy?
Being buffered.
It doesn't bite. It doesn't buffer. It's not on the internet. It's a disc. Discs don't buffer. The internet buffers. Gives here. Don't come on camera though. Gives here.
It is the DVD player doesn't have internet. Only laptops and TVs have internet.
Do you remember being younger and trying to fix scratch discs by sticking them in the freezer?
Never stuck them in a freezer.
I did, in an attempt to get Final Fantasy VII Disc 1 to work.
I had a little cleaner thing that you could run it through. That you actually had to put the disc in it and run it through, and it would clean it.
Stop messing with that, you. Oi, oi, oi. Stop messing. Yeah, just cleaning his DVD. See, if you looked after him, they wouldn't get covered in scratches, would they, boy?
I didn't have that for
blah, 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 blah.
Stop interrupting me.
No, I don't talk rubbish then. Hey?
Sheila says, try toothpaste. It helps fill the scratches in and makes the disc readable.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Stop making noise, you. Right. If it doesn't work, it's because it's too scratched.
Oh, shoot. I've got you better than that, Kyle. I've still got an original copy of the first Resident Evil.
Good night.
And it still works. Unfortunately, you can't play it on a modern machine.
Look at the kiss.
Now you can, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, Jay kisses. When I was younger, I fixed my games by blowing in the cartridges.
Oh yeah, and me. That's what I did when I was a kid too. But
oh yeah,
1,
for the Nintendo. Heck yeah.
Right, good night. Yeah, I used to do that with my first Nintendo, and then SNES, and then Sega Mega Drive.
I seen a thing one time that says that doesn't actually work, but I beg to differ because it worked for me a million times. Just take it out.
Do it for Game Boy. Good night, Alfie.
And I'm hungry.
Oh my God. Just go to bed, boy. You've had enough to eat. You're greedy.
Yeah, I have my Lindsay. I have my original copy of Resident Evil, of Quake 2, of Turok, of Unreal. There's a lot of them. I've got my original game disc for, and they still work. You know, Interstate 76, just a lot of them. The first two Fallouts.
Yeah, some quality old games, really.
Oh yeah.
I remember playing the first ever Sim City on the Super Nintendo.
I've still got the original Sims 1, and all the DLCs.
I remember playing that as well. And you could kill them by putting them in a pool and removing the ladder, and they were fucked. Like, that's it. They were dead.
Yep.
They just drowned.
Yep. What was the first video game you ever played? Mine was Sonic 2 when I was 6 or 7. Well, I'm a little bit older than you, Kyle. So my first video game was Pong, where you just knock a little light blip around the screen.
I can't remember what mine was.
Soon to be followed shortly after by the like of Asteroids and what was the one with the aliens that would come down? Rows of them.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And get faster and faster as they got
Galaga?
No, that wasn't Galaga. That was Space Invaders.
Oh, okay. I used to like Space Invaders. I actually think I don't even know if it counts really, because we had a PC in the house. You see, MS-DOS bloody thing, and it had Pac-Man, and that was technically my first video game. Wasn't really mine. It was, the PC wasn't mine. I just, that's what I really played on it. When my mum got me a Nintendo, I think it was the first Mario game.
Yeah. Oh, Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt. I hate that dog. What was your first game, son? Oh my gosh. That's hard to say, J Kid, because you were around when I had the Intellivision. So it could have been something really, really early. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. So it would have been something really, really old. Because I would let you guys play if I wasn't playing. Could have been Sewer Sam. You're right. Yeah, could have been. Or Beam Rider. Might have been. I don't remember.
I remember that. My friends had more games than I ever did, because poor. I remember watching a friend play Alex the Kid.
Yeah. Well, I had the benefit of being the first generation. That people forget that us late boomers were the first generation to play video games. Because they started hitting in the 70s in arcades and stuff. And then in the late 70s and early 80s, they came home, on home. So I was among the first generation to be able to play them. And so I wasn't a kid when they come out. I was older, so could pay for it with my own money.
I think the first game I ever really fell in love with was probably Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy.
And I remember the first system I ever bought with my own money was the Intellivision. And I remember thinking that, gosh, it's ridiculous. These games cost $12 a piece.
Yeah, now they cost 60.
Yeah. It's freaking ridiculous. Oh, this has been a fun stream, Alex. I've had a ball. I've had a good time.
We've got to talk about games.
Yeah, I loved it. I did. We'll have to do this some more, and pick another game or something.
Command and Conquer is being re-released, remastered. It's on Steam. It's not. I don't believe it's actually fully out though. It's on my wish list, however.
But we are at the end of it. And
we are,
and it went by fast because I had such a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
But we are at the end of it, folks. So this is the point where I thank everybody that's coming out, because I'm very well aware you can spend your day doing a lot of other things other than listening to me talk, you know. So I appreciate you. I do appreciate you, and thanks for coming out. Thank you to Alex, as always, for hanging out with us. Anything you want to shout out?
Not really, mate. I uploaded a video ranting about ASMR in ASMR yesterday, and it took 2 hours to upload for a 6-minute video because my current upload speed is an abomination unto man. So if you want to go give that a watch, you might find it funny. You might get pissed off with me. You might. I don't know. It's up to you, really. But yeah, it's only 6 minutes. It's just me doing ASMR, explaining why I hate ASMR,
Yeah,
and how stupid
you're not alone.
ASMR is. Yeah.
As for me, there will not be a stream Thursday because I do have to work. But so far, I'm scheduled off on Saturday, so there should be a Saturday stream. So,
Hey, good.
Guess I will see you then. Don't know if I'm off after that. I haven't seen the next week's schedule yet. I'll see that tomorrow when I go in. But anyway, thanks everybody again for coming out. But as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.